There are many things I could have done instead of read this story. There are many, many other things I could have done with my time and my entire life. But I found this story, and I felt as though I had to. I had to bring it to you. Because that's what you expect of me. You expect me to find these things and show you them, and now I think you're going to regret it. Remember in 2013 when I read a little story called Dipper Goes to Taco Bell? Well, it's been a little while since I've actually been disgusted while skimming through a story. And, wow, this one really just does it for me. I just don't want to, but I'm going to because I have to. Not because I have to, but because I have to. I gotta. Pearl's Nasty Clam, a Steven Universe fanfiction.
Okay. Amethyst, you are revolting.
Pearl looked at her with disdain across the kitchen's countertop. In the small house, her slurping and gagging at the stack of flapjacks covered in motor oil was echoed and amplified. Luckily, Stephen was spending the day with Connie and didn't need to bear witness to the act. What a disgusting role model she makes, Pearl thought, and kept her arms firmly crossed. She said between sickening, greasy bites. A large glop fell between her cleavage and stained her gem as she smacked.
Ah!
Pearl rolled her eyes and stuck her nose to the ceiling.
Honestly, the way you conduct yourself is absolutely abhorrent. Why do humans even like to hang out with you?
Amethyst swallowed and shrugged. I don't know. Maybe because I'm semi-relatable instead of being a neurotic cupcake like someone I know. Besides, I make sure to clean up where it counts.
And where is that exactly? Certainly not that junk-piled room of yours.
Taking up a cloth, Pearl began to scrub at the offending marks off the tile island. It was everywhere. Hey, I told you I have a system in place. Do not fuck it up. She rolled her eyes. And no, it's not my room. I took good care of my special places. You know, my nether regions.
Oh, please.
Pearl blushed slightly and turned to the fridge.
Such a place hardly requires upkeep. We have no use for those particular human constructs.
Especially since you're a hard life form created by your gem and you wouldn't have genitalia in the first place. I mean, maybe Rose had a big, but maybe he would. Fuck. Steven's a half baby gem. What? All right, I guess, you know what? I'll keep going with this. Okay.
I do.
Amethyst scoffed.
Give it.
I'm going to get back in my Amethyst voice here. I do. Amethyst scoffed. Given how much I eat and drink, I have to keep it clean. Vidalia's boy really seems to like it. Heh, heh. And she's fucking other boys. God damn it, you gem whore.
And his friends too, I suppose. You're such a whore, Amethyst.
She corrected a upturned milk cartoon. A upturned milk cartoon and began to organize the fruit by ripeness. A upturned milk cartoon. All right, you know, I really just don't want a upturned milk cart. Okay, all right, no, it's fine. No, that's fine. That's completely all right. You bet I am. Wait, Pearl, when was the last time you cleaned down there? She froze and kept her eyes glued to the back of the fridge. Dead silence claimed her, and she didn't dare take a breath. Pearl!
Why does it matter? I told you I have no use for it. My uniform covers up everything anyway, you know.
Her blue eyes darted back and forth, and she began to march to the temple door. Amethyst grabbed her wrist and yanked her back before she could disappear. Oh, no, you don't. How long has it been? You're the queen of hygiene. It couldn't have been that long, right?
Are you serious? It's none of your concern.
She sneered. Let's see it. Amethyst snatched up the cloth of her pants and pulled.
Get your hands off of me!
She countered and grunted, wrestling the fabric from her grip. Determined, Amethyst shoved her onto the sofa and tore off her tiny shorts in one swift movement. A trail of liquid filth followed the arc and hung in long gooey trails from the article, decorating her hands in a pungent plasma. In an instant, the nauseating smell of red tide hit her nostrils. Stunned, she waved the shorts in her arms. They felt heavy and soggy, and the interior was a and the interior was a solid dark streak, coated in a shining congealed splotch that ran to the front and back, broken up only occasionally with a peach-colored hair or a Or a generous glob of white and yellow smegma. Oh, I'm tearing up. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's I have a vivid imagination. And this is where it becomes a bit of a problem. For those of you who have no imagination, these are just words to you. But to me, this is actual physical pain. It smells worse than roadkill. Amethyst dropped the clothing and reeled. What the fuck is wrong with you? How long has it been, you sick freak?
It's been 5,000 years, okay? I forgot about it. What do you want from me?
Some fucking air freshener would be nice. Ugh. Amethyst pinched her nose and felt the pancake started to come back up.
Don't you dare vomit in here.
Pearl snapped her legs together and scowled. What does it matter if I do? Nothing is ever going to be nastier than that.
Like you are one to judge me on proper hygiene. I swear if you tell anyone, I will never speak to you again.
Amethyst stared at the abandoned diaper on the floor and forced a deviant smile under her rapidly tearing eyes. No more jabbering. That almost sounds like a deal. Man, it'd really be a shame if Steven or Garnet knew about this. Peridot, Lapis, and maybe Greg, too. What would they think of you?
Amethyst!
You're cleaning that thing right now.
Once I get to my room, I will be attending to...
No.
Excuse me?
You are cleaning that right here, right now. I'm gonna make sure that you do it right, so I never have to smell this awful stench again.
You eat fucking garbage, you hypocrite.
Pearl was inconsolable. She felt putrid pussy grease slide down her thighs and stain the cushion beneath her. Man, I've really gotten sensitive to this shit over like the last year, haven't I? Man, fucking Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. At least I don't have a damn sewer between my legs. Pearl's eyes narrowed and she gritted her teeth.
This is payback, isn't it?
Duh, idiot. Now stay there while I find Steven's phone number. He needs to know his favorite gem is a disgusting retard.
Don't, I'll do what you say.
Pearl looked down and sighed deeply, clenching her fists. How could she be so unbelievably stupid to forget such a basic step in cleanliness? Her crotch felt tingly and wet in the exposed air of the living room, and sweat continued to add to the unholy concoction, dribbling from her rancid pussy. There was nothing more humiliating. Amethyst scoured the kitchen cabinets for a milk cartoon is seeming really good right about now. For anything that could wash away the horrid taint that pierced the air. Taint. Finding a freshener, she proceeded to douse everything in her path.
You're exaggerating this.
Pearl's voice cracked. Hardly. Now shut up so I can concentrate. Tossing the can aside, she leapt on the stove and opened a higher shelf. Fuck, I can still smell it. We're gonna need some serious shit for this dirty cunt. How about this? She held out a spritz bottle.
That's window cleaner.
We'll take it. And this. And this. She clambered for numerous detergents and soaps before plopping them all on the table in front of her. Now spread your legs.
Fuck you.
Spread your goddamn legs.
Fine.
Pearl winced and parted her long, spindly legs. Amethyst had to avert her eyes at the nauseating display of her inner thighs snapping apart as if they were connected by translucent honey. What wasn't wet was crusty and blackened from centuries of neglect. Layers of dead skin littered her labia and pubis. Among her tiny island of peach pubes was an assortment of flaky residue that contained all manner of sand and dirt. Her clitoris was encased behind a wall of hardened, cracking smegma. All the while, her pussy continued to offer a steady flow of bespeckled, foul-smelling sludge. Amethyst felt her stomach lurch. There was no stopping. Me too, Amethyst. Me too. There was no stopping what was coming next. Dropping a bottle of window cleaner, she clutched her midsection and began to heave. Oh, fuck, it's coming back up. Shit. A barrage was expelled from her gut and launched into Pearl's lap. Half-digested pancakes and motor oil splattered over the couch and into every congealed crevice. Pearl screamed and leapt up, her face a twisted mess of disgust and humiliation. The mixture stained her tunic, obscuring the tiny star beneath a hail of lumpy vomit. Now Pearl has become Dark Pearl. The transformation is complete.
How dare you?
She could barely get the words out before she too was heaving at the unsightly mess she had become. Her stomach empty, she only offered spittle. She tore off this. They don't even need to eat, though. They have no need to eat. I guess, this story is pretty fucked up, but honestly, I'm just trying to make up an excuse not to go any further. You know that. I know that. Let's just keep fucking going. Let's just keep on fucking going. She tore off the tunic and slapped the dirty rag onto the coffee table, causing more chunks to fly up and strike Amethyst in the face. Your tits, too. Are you shitting me? Amethyst wiped her lips.
What?
Pearl looked down and saw the same vile pattern of congealed sweat and dirt grip her minuscule pert breasts. We are doing this right now. Sit down. She moaned and wielded another bottle of soap like it was weapon. Like it was weapon!
Leave me alone.
She slipped and fell to the puddle residing on the floor. She growled as she was reduced to crawling to the warp pad as Amethyst squeezed the entirety of the bottle over her head in a mad rush. Dirtied handprints painted the floor in a mural of oil and stomach acid. Get back here. Both froze as the warp pad produced a column of raw light that left Garnet standing before them. Looking down at the pair, she cocked her head and sniffed. Her deadpan expression remained as Pearl scuttled backward and did her best to shield her privates from sight.
Garnet, thank goodness you're here. Amethyst has gone crazy.
Quiet. Garnet rubbed her temple in disbelief. One of her temples? Just one temple, okay. Does temple mean vagina in this context? Temple could probably mean pussy, but I'm assuming it meant temples. Though her eyes were hidden, her mouth offered a pursed, indecisive look. She had seen this as a possibility, but was thoroughly flabbergasted nonetheless. Stepping off the platform, Pearl was overtaken by her shadow. What is going on here? She let out a startled yip as Amethyst kneeled behind her and quickly snatched up her ankles, forcing her legs open. Pearl hasn't cleaned this thing in 5,000 years. A confused frown found Garnet as Pearl's entire face turned blue with embarrassment. Feeling her intense gaze fixate on her fetid, glistening cunt was true. Mortification. Oh, god damn it. Golly gosh darn. Don't message me on Discord, you cunt. God. Ruin this whole fucking recording. This whole recording is now ruined, but at least my mind isn't in the moment anymore. The illusion in my head is completely destroyed, and now I can start anew.
Garnet.
Another shower of vomit met her face from above. Though Garnet tried to cover her mouth, it was too late as still more fled through her fingers. Rivulets of green and brown soaked her hair and plastered it back, while the excess spewed down her torso. Amethyst leapt back and tried to stifle an astounded chuckle. Holy shit! Pearl looked incredulously at the filth slipping down her forearms and dancing across her hands. Her eyes were wide and every inch of her was shaking. Brown, soupy chunks slid down her face in an obscene deluge. Ah! Slop was flung around the room as she pointed an accusatory finger at Amethyst.
What did you do to me?
You did this to yourself, piggy. Pearl bared her teeth and stormed up, eager to throttle her, when she felt a large hand clamp around her neck. Sorry about that. Garnet held her firm. Amethyst, help me get her in the tub. We need to get her clean. Amethyst lit up. Aye, Big G. Taking up her ankles once more, she tried to keep her grip as Pearl thrashed and set nasty globules flying left and right.
Let go of me. I can do it myself.
Apparently you can't, Garnet said simply and kicked open the bathroom door. Amethyst, the water. Make sure it is hot. On it. Tossed into the tub, Pearl could only stare hopelessly at the running faucet. She just wanted this hell to end. Returning with the cleaning supplies, they quickly set to work. Another bottle of shampoo and window cleaner were doused over her head. Her teammates now adorned thick yellow gloves and surgical masks to help combat the stench. Garnet had found a coarse scrub sponge and worked it into her breasts without mercy. Was this really happening? How had she managed to fall so quickly? Things would never go back to normal. It's not coming off, Amethyst complained, trying desperately to scrape off the slimy, compacted smegma glued to her pelvis. Keep trying. This is absolutely unacceptable. Steam clouded her shades. Streams of oil and gunk found the drain as they continued to scrub and punish. It wouldn't be long before it was clogged. Pearl grimaced and twisted at their efforts. Tears welled in her eyes at the disgusting glances they exchanged over her. In the next moment, she was blubbering and banging her head into the porcelain siding. Take it like a gem. Garnet grunted and doubled her exertion. Red scratches now marked her chest. Her tortured tits burned as layer after layer was removed and swept away. Her pussy was no better. Amethyst worked her own coarse sponge in a jackhammer motion, reapplying a stinging disinfect after every dozen sets. Any hair that graced her mound was ripped away under her guidance, leaving her open pores to drink in the bubbling horror broth. Damn it. It's like this stuff is tattooed onto her skin. Amethyst threw her sponge in Pearl's face and stood. We need something heavier. Bring me the bleach.
Garnet, please, no. I'll take care of it from now on. I promise, Pearl cried.
Give me a better brush, too.
No, no,
she thrashed like a child in tantrum, sloshing muddy water over the edge and smashing a hole in the tile. No, not an H-O-L-E, a W-H-O-L-E. Nice. Garnet ducked her head under the water before delivering a hard slap to her cheek. Stop it. I will not have this kind of behavior.
Wah! Wah! Wah!
Pearl wailed and kicked uselessly as she was situated and examined further. Amethyst entered the room and rolled her eyes. I found the bleach. I also found this. She held up a devilish toilet brush with long, wicked bristles. That's perfect. Hold her down for me. Summoning her whip, she stepped into the tub and haphazardly secured her arms behind her head. Pearl snapped and foamed, hurling insults to both of them in a mindless tirade as the gallon of bleach cascaded over her frame. This is so fucking nasty. Garnet took up the toilet brush with both hands and churned it over her crotch. Finally, progress was being made as the unholy veneer began to come loose in toxic, greasy chunks and dissolve into a putrid pudding. The buildup under her clitoral hood was especially prevalent and required extra attention. Bleach sizzled on her flesh and she screamed in utter humiliation at the animal she had become. At the animal I have become! I love that. Who did 9 Inch? No, who did that song? Fuck. An animal I have become. Fuck, who is that? Well, I gotta Google this now. I gotta take a short rest here from all this. Animal I have become. Who was that? That was, why don't I remember? Fuck, 3 Days Grace. That's right, 3 Days Grace. So, I remember that song. WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, I think, had that song. I played that game a lot when I was a kid. Anyway, back to the fucking story. Ugh. The bristles would not relent and carved into her clit like a buzzsaw. Still, it was not over. Coated in chemicals and grime from decades earlier, Garnet shoved the brush into her and twisted it. How stupid do you have to be? She pummeled and placed a boot on Pearl's chest to gain better leverage as Amethyst watched on and laughed. To forget to clean your fucking cunt. She stirred and stirred until the sweat formed on her brow. Pulling the tool out, a collection of dislodged sludge and putrescence followed. Pearl squealed as a dark orgasm rippled through her. An evil orgasm. Dark Google, show me some dark orgasms. Her bead was being stung by hornets, and her insides cramped and jumped. Another orgasm and another tore up from her singed privates and dug in her brain. Drool fell from her lips, and she could barely breathe from the harsh fumes present. Her labia was swollen and raw from a half hour of chaotic cleaning hell. In an instant, she was turned over and made to rest on the side of the tub. Her butt was all that was left. More bleach and shampoo finished her off. Amethyst aided in spreading her cheeks as Garnet prodded her anus endlessly. The hideous dark streak faded to gray and finally to an off-white with her insistence. Pearl awoke from her trance as the spanking began. Each strike delivered by her superior made her jolt and spasm. They had given up on scrubbing and now only saw fit to pelt her like an overused rug. Hold on, G, this is my specialty. Amethyst prodded her whip and produced her whip and grinned deviantly as the red and blistered ass crack in front of her. At the red and blistered ass crack in front of her. White arcs lacerated the shower curtains to shreds before they made contact. The barbed weapon was more than enough to send a lasting message. What are you? She demanded.
A bitch.
No, what are you? She demanded.
A bitch who doesn't know how to clean her cunt.
She bellowed and wept as her tits sank deeper into the porcelain siding. That's right, and don't you ever forget it. Amethyst cracked her knuckles before sending spiked fury down one last time. I think we should do one more round just to be safe, Garnet said, nonchalantly ignoring her pained whimpers. Don't worry, I know what to do. This'll get you clean for sure. Amethyst smiled and finished tying her ankles to the grill of Greg's van. Pearl's teeth were chattering as she felt the engine roar to life under her back. In the spread eagle position she was forced to adopt, she watched the tunnel of the car wash grow closer and closer. Hopping in the passenger window, Amthis nodded for to Garnet to hit the gas. Slowly, the van lurched forward until she was surrounded on every angle by heated, high-pressure hoses. Though scalding, Pearl managed to bite her lip under the powerful jets. Squirts of blue-green liquid crisscrossed over her body, and chemical rain hailed down from above. She wasn't even an animal to them, she thought. She was an object to be played with. Massive rollers followed, massaging the detergent into her gut and breast and punching every atom from her lungs. The roar of the machines was deafening, and she screamed as each individual mechanism conquered her in unison. A second roller pinned her throat to the windshield from behind, which she could hear Amthis maniacal giggling, while more pistons of boiling water were unleashed onto her nether regions. She sputtered under the chemical onslaught. Her toes curled as she was blasted and polished, sprayed and beaten by machines. A low drone broke the madness. It was a dryer's. My brain is just mush now. Large red rectangles lit up like a furnace and baked her under their harsh spotlight. Pearl could no longer scream. She did not possess the strength to do so. Exiting the car wash, she could only heave and twitch. Her body gleamed, at least revealing the alabaster pussy they had worked so hard to achieve. Someone's looking pretty. She caressed her face while Garnet watched them amusedly.
Thank you so much, Amethyst.
Pearl growled and continued to tear. Oh, you're welcome. Anytime. She kissed the oval gem on her forehead and watched it shimmer. Feel free to come back to the temple when you grow a few brain cells. But let's be honest, that's not going to happen anytime soon.
What the hell is going on?
Greg burst through the back office door and stared at Pearl's pathetic splayed body still secured to the vehicle. Fuck. Pearl learned how to clean her clam today. Amethyst. No. Amethyst walked past him with Garnet in tow and smirked. We're all very proud of her. So let's get to my review of this, shall we?
No! No! No!
No. No? No. 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 Fucking Christ. I mean, it's not vor, but Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Why? Why would you ever make this or be sexually attracted to this? What the fuck? That's it. Man, I'm done. I'm done with this story. No more. No more. Thank you for watching. Please check out my other videos. There are also things. And if you want to see something, but another just like gross ass story, click on the top right hand corner. If you want to watch a video that has nothing to do with my channel whatsoever, get yourself some fucking eye bleach, like Pearl got that bleach. That's in the bottom left hand corner. And if you want to buy shirts and shit, that's in the top left hand corner. Fucking, I'm just so. There's one take, man. One fucking take. Jesus Christ. If you want to buy shirts and shit, that's in the top left-hand corner. And I also have a Patreon because I'm garbage. But I'm not the garbage you want. I'm the garbage you deserve. And that's in the bottom right-hand corner. All right.